Good evening. So, you still believe in progress, don't you? In that grand march of humanity towards some kind of enlightenment. I watch you, and I see a species that has spent millennia perfecting just one thing: the art of absurdity. On the docket this week, a genetic manufacturing defect, the secret to nuclear incompetence, spiritual salvation by way of toad, cannibalism in costume, a weapon of mass seduction, torture turned into a concert, and the ultimate crime of chewing in public. This is the Whoa the Facts Weekly Report. Let's begin. Whoa the Fact. To illustrate this so-called perfection, let's start at the beginning. Birth. The miracle you all worship, which sometimes looks more like a system glitch. You think babies are cute? Wait till you see the beta version nature forgot to patch. Picture a newborn showing up not with soft skin, but with a suit of armor. It's called Harlequin ichthyosis. The skin is so thick, so rigid, that it cracks like dried earth, making the kid look like a little reptile. No, this isn't some sci-fi movie. It's just the genetic lottery deciding to cash in the nightmare ticket. It's like humanity's source code crashed on startup and loaded the old crocodile handbag texture instead of the chubby baby skin. Just more proof that evolution is one giant A/B test. And sometimes the B-side is just plain horrifying. So, still think every birth is a perfect little miracle? Nature, in its random cruelty, at least has the excuse of not being self-aware. Humanity, on the other hand, invented consciousness, only to put it on standby when it's time to play with the apocalypse. Sleeping soundly, thinking the world's under control? How naive. Back in 1961, the US military nearly wiped North Carolina off the map out of sheer incompetence. A bomber breaks up mid-flight and drops 2 thermonuclear bombs. 2! One of the bombs started its arming sequence and 5 of its 6 safety systems failed. 5! The only thing that prevented a blast 260 times more powerful than Hiroshima was one single tiny switch. One goddamn on-off button. That's like securing the nuclear launch codes with the password 1234 and getting lucky because the autopilot typed 1235. That's human progress for you. Inventing the apocalypse and securing it with a bedside lamp switch. After that, do you still trust the door close button in an elevator? Faced with the prospect of annihilation by simple negligence, you'd think humanity would seek out wisdom. And you'd be right, but its methods are, as always, questionable. Forget caution, it's time for the toad. While you're over there sipping chamomile tea to calm your little anxieties, visionaries are out licking toad venom to reboot their souls. Yeah, you heard me. The Sonoran desert toad produces a substance so powerful it catapults you into another dimension. People pay a fortune to smoke this stuff just to have a 15-minute near-death experience so they can post, "I became one with the cosmos" on Instagram. They meet cosmic entities, merge with the universe, and come back weeping with joy. It's like trying to download all of universal wisdom in 4K directly from a USB stick you found in a puddle of mud. Forget meditation. The new path to spiritual enlightenment is huffing the secretions of an ugly amphibian. Honestly, what kind of marketing brochure sells a conversation with the void, courtesy of a toxic toad? This quest for transcendence through primitive means is nothing new. Some seek to merge with the cosmos. Others, more pragmatic, prefer to merge with their neighbor. Literally. You fantasize about the Illuminati and their global conspiracies? Let me introduce you to a secret society with a tighter budget. The Leopard Men. Their master plan? Dress up as big cats to eat their neighbors. Late 19th century Central Africa, some guys would put on spotted hoods and strap on metal claws to fake leopard attacks. Except at the end of it, the prey didn't end up on the savannah, but in a stew. Ritual cannibalism to absorb the victim's strength. It's like a corporate escape room gone horribly wrong, where the final team building exercise is eating the accountant to absorb his Excel skills. The pinnacle of human creativity, the art of justifying a neighborhood barbecue a little too literally. So what's on the menu for the next block party? A tribal strategy as brutal as it was creative. But don't think modern sophistication has saved us from this kind of twisted logic. On the contrary, we've industrialized it and secured funding. We turned it into an official military project. You think war is all about complex strategies and sophisticated weapons? Let me introduce you to the dumbest idea ever funded by the US military, the gay bomb. The concept was simple. A chemical weapon that, instead of killing the enemy, would make them sexually irresistible to their comrades. The goal was to destroy discipline and troop morale by turning them into a free-for-all of uncontrollable urges, like a hormonal sandbox on acid. This is the military strategy of a 14-year-old who just discovered fan fiction. But with a multi-million-dollar budget from the Pentagon, we reached the peak of military engineering. Defeating the enemy through the power of weaponized love. Can someone explain the briefing where a general actually signed off on the idea of winning a war by starting a sentimental rave on steroids? The idea of a weapon that doesn't kill, but rather humiliates, might seem like the height of absurdity. But that's forgetting that our ancestors had no time for subtlety. Their engineering was entirely dedicated to maximizing suffering. You think of the ancient Greeks and you think philosophy, democracy, all that. We just forget they also invented the first entertainment system for sociopaths, the brazen bull, a bronze statue of a bull completely hollow with a door on the side. They'd shove some guy inside, light a fire underneath, and let him cook. But the real stroke of genius, the artist's touch, the masterpiece of sadism, was the acoustics. A system of pipes transformed the screams of the roasting victim into the gentle lowing of a bull for the audience's pleasure. It was the Hades edition of an air fryer, where the only recipe is well done human, and the timer's ding is the remixed echo of agony, humanity. Always at the top of its game when it comes to turning atrocious torture into a sound and light show. What level of sociopath do you have to be to not only invent this, but also worry about the sound quality? From the pinnacle of organized cruelty, let's swing to the other extreme of the human spectrum, the pinnacle of obsessive order. After all, between a human barbecue and a gum stain on the sidewalk, which is the real threat to civilization? You feel like a rebel when you litter a piece of paper? In Singapore, your simple pack of gum could get your door kicked in by a SWAT team. Since 1992, chewing, importing, or selling chewing gum has been illegal. Banned. Done. You want a piece of spearmint? You need a doctor's prescription. Over there, a piece of chewing gum is treated like a brick of hard drugs. You've got bubble yum dealers operating in dark alleys, and guys risking it all just to blow a strawberry-flavored bubble. It's like treating a squirt gun as a lethal weapon, just in case. This is a perfect society. Streets so clean that the simple act of chewing something sticky becomes an act of high-level terrorism. Who looks at a city and decides that the #1 problem threatening the social order is gum stuck to their shoes? And so here we are. A species capable of inventing acoustic torture and near total nuclear annihilation, but whose definition of public order rests on banning a piece of candy. Your sense of priorities is fascinating. The report is concluded. Thank you for your attention. Your duty, should you choose to accept it, is to subscribe and leave a comment to prove you've understood. Do not disappoint me. Now return to your lives and try to forget that the only thing standing between you and chaos is a faulty switch or a regulation on candy.
Oh, the fact.